So as you may have seen, I put out a vlog earlier on this week, and it was a vlog from Felixstowe. And in that vlog, I made a couple of jokes, and I spoke at length about a couple of issues that were bugging me at the time. And in hindsight, I think that possibly I went too far, and I singled out someone who didn't deserve it, and therefore I am pulling the vlog, or have deleted the vlog. I've re-edited it to get rid of any reference to anything other than just the trip, and I'm putting it back out now. I want to say to Paul Compton, I'm very sorry. I genuinely am sorry, and I apologise. I stand by my beliefs. I won't change on that, but I should not have singled you out. I should not have made it so clear and obvious that it was you that I was talking about, and for that I'm genuinely sorry. So I would like to say the point that I was trying to get across was that controversial actions by us vloggers, and we all do them from time to time, seem to be jumped on by certain elements of the photography community and used as a stick to bash all of us vloggers. So instead of going out there and having to go at the person who's done the thing that they disagree with, it seems to be an excuse just to say that we're all, as a vlogging community, not worthy. So that was what I was trying to say. Didn't come across very well at all. Obviously there was a couple of jokes in there which were possibly poorly thought out and a bit crass, and again I apologise for any offence caused. I will say that some of the comments that I received back and some of the stuff that I've seen online about me and the personal attacks have been pretty horrendous. I don't care really that much. I don't mind if you think I'm a rubbish photographer. I don't mind if you think I'm boring or as dull as dishwater. But I do take offence when you start to question my motives when it comes to caring for my wife who has MS. That was out of order. Fortunately, the guy who posted it deleted it, but it's just not on. It's not on. Anyway, that's not really the point. So here is the vlog, edited vlog. If you've already seen it, clearly don't bother watching it again. It's just the stuff with all the ranty and jokey stuff taken out. But you know, if you want to watch it, then feel free. Here it is. Good morning and welcome to this week's vlog. This week I am in the exotic coastal town of Felixstowe. Not sure why, to be honest with you. I was heading to, originally this morning I was heading to Horsey Wind Pump in Norfolk, and then I changed my mind and decided to go to Thurn Wind Pump or Windmill. I'm getting confused by pumps and mills at the moment, but Thurn. And then I changed my mind again en route and decided to come here to Felixstowe. Now the reason that I changed my mind is because it's, you can probably tell, quite windy. And it's windy across the country, but it's particularly windy in the east. Actually, I think it's pretty windy everywhere, but it's also windy in the east. And if I'd have gone to one of the two windmills, wind pumps, whatever, when you go there, especially because it's on the Broads and you've got the lovely water, the rivers in front, you want some nice still water to get some reflections, maybe hopefully a bit of mist. And in conditions like this, it's just never going to happen. A, you're never going to get any mist, and B, you're not going to get any reflections. So I thought I'll come and check out Felixstowe because there's a few things of interest around here. But, well, look, I got here for sunrise and I've taken a shot already because, you know, as us photographers do, we try and get the shot before anything else. So the sun was, well, it's still pre-sunrise to be honest with you, but there was a lovely red sky over to the east, so found this composition, got in there quick, took the shot, and now the sky has completely died, to be honest with you. So it might come back for sunrise, but right now there's not a lot in it at all. But I'll talk you through this composition anyway. You know, why not? There's this old jetty here. It looks like some sort of rail system that may have come over from the docks and may have taken freight straight out to the sea, dropped it off on a passing ship. It's completely abandoned and derelict now, which is great because, you know, us photographers love a bit of derelict. And yeah, it's got some of the sleepers, not sleepers, I guess they're sort of rails. I don't know what they are actually. Maybe just whatever was used to support the main walkway or pathway or roadway or whatever that ran out. It's got some of those missing. All the struts are still in place, and it makes for quite an interesting shot. So while there was a lovely red band in the sky and a little bit of colour, I set up a panoramic image, and I just just shot down the line really. And we'll see what that looks like. Hopefully it will work. I feel like it should work because it's quite strong compositionally. The sky was it was red and quite foreboding above it, so hopefully that's, you know, should have worked out okay. Now that shot's done, I'm going to head down the side of this jetty or whatever it is, and to take some shots of the wave crashing against some of the concrete at the base of the structure, and see if I can get something interesting from there. So I found a bit of shelter just down the way from that jetty. Look, there was no safe way for me to get down to those rocks. It's incredibly slippy. I was carrying a lot of gear. It's really windy. The sky's gone really flat. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do now. I had the opportunity first thing when it was very dark when I first got here to take some images of the actual loading docks, but I was drawn to the sky because the docks sort of face west and the sky face the jetty over here faced east, and that was where the interest was, in the sky. So I took a calculated risk and didn't bother taking the docks in the dark, came over instead to take this jetty. Also, there are some really interesting sea defences, really old sort of groins, or I don't know what I don't even know what they're called. You know what I mean? Sticky outy bits out of the water. I call them groins. They might not be, but some old stuff, and it's really very old and would look fantastic if the tide was in. Unfortunately, the tide is heading out, and I kind of knew that before I got here. So that was one of the reasons I didn't really focus on that. But maybe that's for another day. I think this is definitely somewhere worth coming back to. But right now, I'm feeling like I'm not feeling it. The sky's gone very, very grey and very dull. It's very windy, and yeah, it's a bit of a struggle, to be honest with you. So I think what I might do is I might head on, try and find somewhere else. Perhaps I'm going to apologise for the state of the B-roll, because I can't get the camera on the gimbal because it's so windy, or the phone on the gimbal, it's so windy. This is being blown all over the place, so I'm having to do it handheld, which is never good, never good. You don't get good B-roll handheld. Little tip for everyone there who thinks you do. I've headed over to Cobbold Point, which is also in Felixstowe, and this is it's quite famous shot where you've got these sea defences that go out, and they're all sort of they've got tripod-shaped lumps of concrete, and they arc out into the sea. And I'd imagine when the tide's in, they make for a fantastic image. But unfortunately, as I've already said, and I did know this, the tide is going out. So what am I going to do instead? Well, I think the plan is that I'm going to focus around these rocks here behind me and to the side of me, and try and get some sort of little minimalist sort of vignettes of rocks with the sea dragging off, you know, the water dragging off them. Try and make it very sort of black and white. I'm not going to say fine art, but sort of, you know, sort of black and white, long exposure, or, you know, medium exposure, just to get that sea dragging off the rocks, and just try and focus on some nice compositions. I might take a shot of this little or this block of sea defences while I'm here, seeing as I'm here, but yeah, for now I'm just going to focus on the sea lapping around these rocks. So I've settled on my first composition here, and I'm looking down a little gully through some rocks, and basically what I've done, I've got the 6 stop on, I've got my 70 to 200 on, I'm shooting out at about 110 mil, and what I'm doing is I'm just trying different exposure times from around about half a second or a second down to sort of I don't know, about a quarter of a second. Just shooting these waves as they're coming in, just trying to catch the patterns of the water as they recede, some as they're washing over the rocks, and I'll find probably 1, maybe 2 out of this, I would have thought, that I can do something with. I'm imagining it as probably, it's in portrait mode, but I'm actually imagining the shot as probably something like a square crop. So that's my thoughts on it at the moment. Get a square crop with some nice movement in the water, trying out different exposure times, and yeah, just basically just playing about, experimenting and seeing which one feels the best, whilst trying not to get covered in water. So the tide's coming in now, and I'd imagine that this would make for a really fantastic picture with the tide fully in. Nice long exposure, very minimalist. Yeah, nice. Very, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, nice. Let's call it nice. Anyway, tide isn't in. I haven't really got time to hang around, so I've gone into the groins, or whatever they are, the structures themselves, and taken some sort of low angle shots, focusing on the repeating patterns. I've also come out to the side and taken a sweeping curve down by the water's edge. They're around 20-second exposures, so it should be smoothing everything out quite nicely. And yeah, they should look quite nice. So anyway, that's me done for this vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it. This place has got a lot of potential actually. I think if I'd have gone to Landguard Point possibly earlier possibly researched it a bit more instead of aiming to go to the mill and then ending up there, I probably would have got some very interesting shots, because that container pour in darkness is fantastic, very interesting. Also, if the tide had been in, yeah, it would have made for probably a much better visit. But saying that, still enjoyed myself, still had a good time. You know, now it's time for my long drive home, as is the norm. And I just want to say to you guys, thanks, really genuinely thanks for watching. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this first one of the new year. Actually, this is my first trip out in 2020. Hopefully lots and lots more to come. And yeah, thanks so much. See you on the next one.